like with that, bro. I'm just ain't crazy talk. I know what happened, bro.
What then?
I know.
So what, you want to tell it or not? Because either you're going to hold it in and let it destroy your life.
You can hear her say, make him spit up, period. So when these tapes come out, people will know I'm telling the absolute truth.
I did not cheat on Will Smith, no matter how sad he looked at that table. And when you read this book, you will kind of get an understanding.
Jada Pinkett Smith is having to go through in that scenario, and that's what business they're in.
The situation involving Bryshere is getting serious, and many people believe he may have gone through something deeply troubling. What's making things more uncomfortable is his past connection with Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, who mentored him early in his career. This raises a big question. What kind of mentorship was it really? Even Katt recently said that a lot of things in Hollywood are hidden under the label of mentorship.
You don't care how people feel about the ritual. It's about, does following the ritual work? And so you can fool yourself into thinking there isn't one, but the evidence will be clear.
The focus on Jada comes from her past connections with younger men, some close in age to her own son. August Alsina is the most talked about example, but some believe there may be others. Right now, rumors suggest Bryshere may have been pressured to stay quiet about things that allegedly happened. When people compare his earlier days on Empire to now, the change is noticeable. His social media posts and recent behavior have made fans concerned. There are also reports that he became emotional in a private conversation, possibly struggling with whether to speak out or stay silent.
Like with that, bro. I'm just ain't crazy talk. I know what happened, bro.
What then?
I know.
So what, you want to tell it or not? Because either you're going to hold it in and let it destroy your life, or you just going to tell it now, or you don't even have to tell it. You want other people to tell it. But see, people are now going to sit there and say stuff for you, Bryshere, and then you get scared and be like, oh, I don't want to say it. I understand. If you want to just keep the peace and move and do your music, that's fine. And I don't blame you. But what people need to know is that there was some things going on. You don't have to tell nobody nothing. Okay? This nobody's business, but I think instead of them making you out to be this person that was out of control and crazy, they need to know that you didn't have people that was worried about your welfare. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you are not the fault of the things that happened to you. Okay? You did not lose any. Listen, listen. You did not lose any. Listen, Brian. Listen.
Go ahead.
You did not lose anything. You had a little trouble, and it happens. Just get back. Learn from it. Do your music. Put your story into your music. Make it 20 times better. I always told you,
one try.
You don't have one. The thing is, if you believe in God, God is the God of second chances. Second chances, not second chances. That means you always get a chance when you give it to God. What I'm telling you is that you need to understand that you are not the fault of anything that's happened to you. You have people that were older than you, wiser than you, and more manipulative than you, taking advantage of you.
According to claims, that conversation was shared with his permission. It said he wants people to understand what he's going through, but feels afraid to speak openly. Some believe this fear comes from the involvement of powerful figures. Questions are being raised about who may have affected him and why people are pointing toward Will and Jada. These ideas have been circulating for years. Jaguar Wright spoke about similar concerns back in 2022, claiming Bryshere had a disturbing experience connected to that household.
Both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bryshere left that house screaming. August the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed a dog.
Katt has also talked about certain Hollywood gatherings, saying some people go in happy and come out looking completely different. While these claims are not confirmed, they continue to fuel discussion.
Yeah, I would go to the parking lot and I would watch them all go up there. And, they would be thinking I'm coming later. I would just be on the car having a grand old time, smoking and laughing and watching everybody who's going. And yeah, so you can't tell me what goes on, because 5 hours later, I'm still in the parking lot when they come down. And, you know, just to see all them big time Hollywood men that I just watched go up there, they all come down off the shuttle and looking sad in the eyes. They all walk crazy like this, and their shoelaces were always untied. I don't know why. Their shoelaces were always untied. And then they would get in their car and they would drive off standing up. Big boy.
Looking back at Bryshere's career, he once seemed destined for major success. After his role on Empire, he had everything going for him: talent, fame, and momentum. But things changed. Over time, his career slowed down, and his behavior raised concerns. Recently, he has been posting unusual content online. While everyone has the right to live their life, fans are asking what could have led to such a drastic shift.
You know, he's surrounded by a whole lot of strength. He's surrounded by a whole lot of love, and all he has to do is add discipline, and he gonna be all right.
It's like Uncle Will, you know. Who is best to give you advice? And it's Will Smith, and I'm getting so much good advice.
Bryshere started as a rapper in Philadelphia and even performed alongside artists like Fabulous and 2 Chainz. In 2015, he got his big break playing Hakeem Lion on Empire alongside Taraji P. Henson and Terrence Howard. That same year, he signed with Columbia Records. Around that time, many people compared him to a young Will Smith, and that's when Will stepped in as a mentor.
So are you also gonna expose the fact that you have molested me when I was in your presence as a kid? I remember asking my moms to not say nothing, to hold that down and to, you know, keep that secret. And not even a day later, random people tell me, oh, yeah, you know, your mama said this.
This brings attention back to Will and Jada's mentorship style. The situation with August Alsina raised eyebrows, especially because of the age gap and the circumstances around their connection. August was going through a difficult time when he became close to Jada, which has made people question the nature of that relationship.
They sit 2 chairs in the middle of a dance studio, facing 2 folding chairs in the middle of a dance studio, facing each other, and they're like, "We'll be in a second." I sat with the chair with my back to the door. I didn't know what door he was coming in, and he walked in behind me, and I could feel his energy. And he liked me. He was like, "Let's go see a movie." And I was like, "Okay."
You guys went to a movie?
I called my dad, and I was like, I got in the car. My dad goes, "How'd it go?" It went great. He was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, we're going to the movies." My dad's like, "What?" I go, "We're going to the movies." And he was like, "Want a date?" And I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "I don't know. I really didn't ask. Like, I was just needing." And he was like, "What do you mean? Like, what, you and him are going to the movies together?" I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And I was like, "It's at Planet Hollywood." And he was like, "They have a movie theater there?" I was like, "Dad, I don't know. Maybe we'll go get lunch there and then dinner, and then we'll go to the movies." And he was like, "Oh, buddy, he's trying to f*** you." I was like,
there are also stories from comedian Bert Kreischer, who once mentioned being invited to meet Will early in his career. His family reportedly warned him to be cautious. While this doesn't prove anything, it adds to the wider conversation about how young talent is treated in the industry.
He goes, "Listen, this is very popular in Hollywood. These guys have had so much pussy, they get tired of it, and so they're trying to turn out young boys. That's the only thing that really excites them, is watching the look in your eyes when you have to suck your first."
Bryshere's life took a serious turn in 2020 when he was arrested after a domestic incident. The situation escalated and led to jail time and probation. Around the same period, rumors began about possible substance struggles. Some also claimed he may have had negative experiences with other industry figures, including Empire co-creator Lee Daniels, though nothing has been proven.
We see you out all the time. I see you all over the place.
Do we be at the club?
I think he's working. Right, Bryshere? Yeah, he's working. I see him out working all the time. Yeah. He said, yeah. I mean, because obviously you're a musician, you're an artist, so you have that as well.
You might catch me at the club sometime.
Right, you gotta be. Lee, you don't really go out like that to the clubs.
No, I don't.
Big Daddy's not out.
No.
You don't have time.
I mean, you got the kind of money you can have a club at your house.
Why am I hot in here?
You sitting there with your arm?
fans started questioning Bryshere's interactions with Lee Daniels after an old interview resurfaced. Some viewers felt the dynamic seemed unusual, but again, these are opinions and not confirmed facts.
There are gay people, but what we're talking about here is ritualistic sexual deviancy used to harness energy of a human being. Ritualized, thought out, planned specifically to rip the person down and hide behind their energy. That is what we are talking about. We are talking about the ritualizing, sexualized aggression directed at young children, mainly male, in order to harness their energy. But what if we're talking about a religion that hides behind the energy of the most innocent on this planet who are lit up energetically because it hasn't been broken?
There are also more extreme rumors circulating online about secret groups and strange practices in Hollywood. These claims have been discussed by people like Sloan Bella and even mentioned in different ways by Katt Williams. However, it's important to note that these ideas are not proven and remain speculation.
The earliest I had seen that word transgender was Baphomet, the transgender. And so I knew that in the ritual of Baphomet, the transgender.
Coming back to Bryshere, many believe he is going through a very difficult time. Reports suggest he may be dealing with emotional struggles and is not accepting help. Some people criticize him, while others feel he may have been affected by deeper issues in the industry. In the end, there are still many unanswered questions. Some people believe his situation is the result of personal choices, while others think there may be more behind it. Nothing should be treated as fact unless it is confirmed. But the conversation continues to grow, and people are asking, what really happened, and how much is still unknown?